All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Lila, Chapter 15, Text 164. Etasuni Mahaprabhura Chittadravila Asrukampas Parabande Kahite Nagila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Vasudev Datta's statement, his heart became very soft. Tears flowed from his eyes and he began to tremble. In a faltering voice he spoke as follows. 165. Tomara vichitra nahe tumi sakshat praladha Tomara upari krishnera sampurna prashada. Accepting Vasudev Datta as a great devotee, the Lord said, such a statement is not at all astonishing because you are the incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. It appears that Lord Krishna has bestowed complete mercy upon you. There is no doubt about it. (166) Krishna sei satyakare yehi mage britya vancha purti vinu nahi anya kritya. Whatever a pure devotee wants from his master, Lord Krishna doubtlessly grants because he has no duty other than to fulfill the desire of his devotee. 167. Brahmanda jivera tumi vanchile nisthara Vina papa bhoge habe sabara udhara. If you desire the deliverance of all living entities within the universe, then all of them can be delivered even without your undergoing the tribulations of sinful activity. 168. Asamartha nahe Krishna dhare sarva bala Toma keva kena bun jaive papa bala. Krishna is not incapable, for he has all potencies. Why would he induce you to suffer the sinful reactions of other living entities? 169. Tumi anrahita vancha sehaila Vaishnava Vaishnavera papa Krishna durakare sabha. Whosever welfare you desire immediately becomes a Vaishnava, and Krishna delivers all Vaishnavas from the reactions of their past sinful activities. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here informed Vasudev Datta that since Krishna is all-powerful, he can immediately deliver all conditioned souls from material existence. In essence, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you desire the liberation of all kinds of living entities without discrimination. You are very anxious for their good fortune, and I say that simply by your prayer all living entities within the universe can be liberated. You do not even have to take up the burden of their sinful activities. Thus, there is no need for you to suffer for their sinful lives. Whoever receives your compassion becomes a Vaishnava immediately, and Krishna delivers all Vaishnavas from the reactions of their past sinful activities. Krishna also promises this in Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharmam parityaga mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami ma sucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions, and do not fear. As soon as one fully surrenders to Krishna, he becomes a Vaishnava. In this verse from the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna promises to relieve his devotee from all the reactions of sinful life. It is a fact that a fully surrendered Vaishnava is completely out of the range of material infection. This is to say that he does not suffer the results of his previous pious or impious actions. Unless one is freed from the sinful life, one cannot become a Vaishnava. In other words, if one is a Vaishnava, his sinful life is certainly ended. According to the Padma Purana, Aparabdaha phalam papam kutam bijam phalo numukam. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalo numukam. Kramenaiva praliyeta Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. There are different stages of dormant reactions to sinful activities to be observed in a sinful life. Sinful reactions may just be waiting to take effect. Phalomukha. Reactions may be still dormant. Kuta. Or the reactions may be in a seed-like state. Bija. In any case, all types of sinful reactions are vanquished one after another if a person engages in the devotional service of Lord Vishnu. 170. Yastvindra gopam mata vindra mahosva karma bandhanurupa phala bhajanam athanoti karmani nidhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindam adi purusham. This is from Yastvindra gopam matavendra mahosva karma bandhana rupa phalabhajanam athanoti karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the original personality of Godhead, Govinda, who regulates the sufferings and enjoyments due to the fruit of activity. He does this for everyone, from the heavenly king Indra down to the smallest insect, Indra Gopa. That very personality of Godhead destroys the karmic reactions of one engaged in devotional service. This quotation from Brahma Samhita 5.54. 171. Tomara icha matre habe brahmanda mochana sarva mukta karite krishnera nahi kichu shama. Because of your honest desire, all living entities within the universe will be delivered, for Krishna does not have to do anything to deliver all the living entities of the universe. 172. Eka udhumbara vrikshe lage koti pale koti ye brahmanda base virajara jale. Just as there are millions of fruits on the Udumbara tree, millions of universes float on the waters of the river Viraja. Purport. Viraja is a river that divides the material world from the spiritual world. On one side of the river Viraja is the effulgence of Brahmaloka and innumerable Vaikuntha planets, and on the other side is this material world. It is to be understood that this side of the Viraja river is filled with material planets floating in the causal ocean. The name Viraja indicates a marginal position between the spiritual and material worlds, but the Viraja river is not under the control of the material energy. Consequently, it is devoid of the three gunas. (173) Tara eka phala pari yari nastahaya tatapi vriksha nahi jane nijapchaya. The Udumbara tree is filled with millions of fruits, and if one falls down and is destroyed, the tree does not even consider the loss. 174. Taiche eka brahmanda yadi mukta haya tabu alpahani krishnera mane nahi laya. In the same way, if one universe is vacated due to the living entities having been liberated, That is a very little thing for Krishna. He does not take it very seriously. (175) Ananta Aishvarya Krishnera Vaikuntha Dhama Tharagara Kai Karan Abhahi Tharagara Kai Karanabidhi Yaranama. The entire spiritual world constitutes the unlimited opulence of Krishna, and there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets there. The causal ocean is considered the surrounding waters of Vaikuntha Loka. 176. Tate base mayalana ananta brahmanda gadakarte base yena vai purna banda. Maya and her unlimited material universes are situated in that causal ocean. Indeed, Maya appears to be floating like a pot filled with mustard seeds. 177. Tara eka rai nase hani nahi mani Arche eka anda nase krishnera nahi hani. Of the millions of mustard seeds floating in that pot, if one seed is lost, the loss is not at all significant. Similarly, if one universe is lost, it is not significant to Lord Krishna. 178. Sabha brahmanda sahayadi maya raya jaya tatapi namane Krishna kichu apachaya. To say nothing of one universal mustard seed, even if all the universes and the material energy Maya are destroyed, Krishna does not even consider the loss. 179. Koti kaman henu paitira chagi yarche mare sadasvarya pati krishnera maya ki bakare. If a person possessing millions of wish-fulfilling cows loses one she-goat, he does not consider the loss. Krishna owns all six opulences in full. If the entire material energy is destroyed, what does he lose? Purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in clarifying verses 171 through 179, states that the meaning of these stanzas is very simple, but that the purport is a little difficult to understand. And generally, the conditioned souls forget Krishna when they are enticed by material external energy. Consequently, they are called Krishna Bahirmukha, bereft of their relationship with Krishna. When such a living entity comes under the jurisdiction of the material energy, he is sent into one of the innumerable material universes created by material energy to give a chance to conditioned souls to fulfill their desires in the material world. Being very eager to enjoy the fruits of their activities, conditioned souls become involved in the actions and reactions of material life. Consequently, they enjoy and suffer the results of karma. However, if a conditioned soul becomes Krishna conscious, the karma of his pious and impious activities is completely destroyed. Simply by becoming a devotee, one is freed from all the reactions of karma. Similarly, simply by the desire of a devotee, a conditioned soul can attain liberation and transcend the results of karma. Since everyone can be liberated in this way, one may conclude that it is according to the sweet will of the devotee whether the material world exists or does not exist. Ultimately, however, it is not the sweet will of the devotee, but the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, if he so desires, can completely annihilate the material creation. There is no loss on his part. The owner of millions of cows does not consider the loss of one she-goat. Similarly, Lord Krishna is the proprietor of both the material and spiritual universes. The material world constitutes only 1/4 of his creative energy. If, according to the desire of the devotee, the Lord completely destroys the creation, he is so opulent that he will not mind the loss. 180. Jaya Jaya Jahi Jam Ajita Dosha Vibhita Gunam Swamasi Yad Atmana Samar Rudha Samasta Bhagaha Agajagad Okasham Akila Shakti Abhabodhakate Kvachid Ajayat Mana Cha Charato Nucharan Nigama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O my Lord, O unconquerable one, O master of all potencies, please exhibit your internal potency to conquer the nescience of all moving and inert living entities. Due to nescience, they all accept all kinds of faulty things, thus provoking a fearful situation. O Lord, please show me your glories. You can do this very easily, for your internal potency is beyond the external potency, and you are the reservoir of all opulence. You are also the demonstrator of the material potency. You are also always engaged in your pastimes and in the spiritual world, where you exhibit your reserved internal potency, and sometimes you exhibit the external potency by glancing over it. Thus you manifest your pastimes. The Vedas confirm your two potencies and accept both types of pastimes due to them. Purport. This verse is taken from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.87.14. It is from the prayers of the Shruti Gana, the personified Vedas, who glorify the Lord. The Almighty Personality of Godhead has three potencies: internal, external, and marginal. The conditioned souls who are condemned due to their forgetfulness of the Lord are put under the control of the external potency when she creates the material world. The three modes of material nature keep the living entity in a constant state of fear. Bhayam, Vitya, Biniveshataha. The conditioned soul is always fearful due to being controlled by the external potency. Therefore, the conditioned soul should always pray to the Almighty Lord to conquer the external potency, Maya, so that she will no longer manifest her powers, which bind all living entities, moving and inert. By praying in this way, one will become eligible to remain constantly in the association of the Lord, thus fulfilling the mission of going back home, back to Godhead. 181. Ehi mata sarva bhaktera kahi sabaguna sabare vidaya dila kariya lingana. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the good qualities of his devotees one after the other. He then embraced them and bade them farewell. 182. Prabhura vicheda bhakta karena rodhana bhaktira vichede prabhura vishana hailamana. Due to the impending separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees began to cry. The Lord was also morose due to separation from the devotees. 183. Gadadhara Pandit Rahila Prabhura Pashe Yamesvare Prabhu Yanre Karaila Avase. Gadadhar Pandit remained with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was given a place to live at Yamesvara. Purport. Yamesvara is on the southwest side of Jagannath Temple. Gadadhar Pandit resided there, and there was a small garden and a sandy beach known as Yamesvara Tota. 184 through 185. Puri Goshani Jagadananda Puri Goshani Jagadananda Swarupa Dhamodara Dhamodara Panditara Govinda Kashishvara Esaba Sange Prabhu Vaishe Nila Chale Jagannatha Darashana Nitya Kare Pratakale. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri, Nilachala, with Paramananda Puri, Jagadananda, Swarup Damodar, Damodar Pandit, Govinda, and Kashishvara. It was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's daily practice to see Lord Jagannath in the morning. 186. Prabhupasa asi sarva bhoma ekadina yudahata kari kichu kaila nivedana. One day, Sovereign Bhoma Bhattacharya came before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with folded hands and submitted a request. 187. Ebe Sabha Vaishnava Gauda Deshe Kali Gela Ebe Prabhuda Nimantrane Avasada Haila. Since all the Vaishnavas had returned to Bengal, there was a good chance that the Lord would accept an invitation. 188. Ebe Mora Gade Bhiksha Karaha Masabari Prabhu Kahe Dharma Nahe Karite Na Pari. Sovereign Bhoma Bhattacharya said, "Please accept my invitation for lunch for 1 month." The Lord replied that this is not possible because it is against the religious principle of a sannyasi. 189. Sarva Bhoma Kahe Bhiksha Karaha Bhishadina Prabhu Kahe Eha Nahe Yati Dharma China. Sovereign Bhoma then said, "Please accept the invitation for 20 days. Purport. The Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "This is not a religious principle of the renounced order." 190. Sarva Bhoma Kahe Puna Dina Pancha Dasa Prabhu Kahe Tomara Diksha Ekati Vasa. When Sarvam Bhoma requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to accept lunch for 15 days, the Lord said, "I shall accept lunch at your place for 1 day only." 191. Tabe Sarva Bhoma Prabhura Charane Dhariya Dasadina Bhikshakara Kahe Vinhati Kariya. Sarvam Bhoma Bhattacharya then caught a hold of the Lord's lotus feet and submissively begged, "Please accept lunch for at least 10 days. 192. Prabhu Krame Krame Pancha Dina Gata Ila Pancha Dina Tandra Bhiksha Niyama Karila. In this way, by and by, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reduced the duration to 5 days. Thus, for 5 days, he regularly accepted Bhattacharya's invitation to lunch. 193. Tabe Sarva Bhoma Kare Arani Vedana Omara Sange Sanyasi Achidasa Jana. After this, Sovereign Bhoma Bhattacharya said, "My Lord, there are 10 sannyasis with you." Purport. A sannyasi should not cook food for himself or accept an invitation to eat at a devotee's house continuously for many days. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very kind and affectionate toward his devotees, yet he would not accept a long invitation at Sovereign Bhoma's house. Out of affection, he accepted only 5 days in the month. The 10 sannyasis living with the Lord were 1. Paramananda Puri, 2. Swarup Damodar, 3. Brahmananda Puri, 4. Brahmananda Bharati, 5. Vishnu Puri, 6. Keshava Puri, 7. Krishnananda Puri, 8. Narasimha Tirtha, 9. Sukhananda Puri, and 10. Satyananda Bharati. 194. Puri Gosha Nirabhiksha Panchadina Morhagare Purveyami Kahiya Chon Tomara Gochare. Sarvam Bhoma Bhattacharya then submitted that Paramananda Puri Goswami would accept a 5-day invitation at his place. This had already been settled before the Lord. 195. Damodara Swarupai Gandharva Amara Kabuto Mara Sangeyabe Kabu Ekesvara. Sovereign Bhoma Bhattacharya said, "Damodar Swarup is my intimate friend. He will come sometimes with you and sometimes alone." 196. Ara asta sanyasira bhiksha duhi duhi divase Eka eka dina eka eka Jane Purna Haila Mase. The other 8 sannyasis will accept invitations for 2 days each. In this way, there will be engagements for each and every day during the entire month. Purport. During the entire month, consisting of 30 days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would visit Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya for 5 days, Paramananda Puri Goswami would visit for 5 days, Swarup Damodar for 4 days, and the 8 other sannyasis for 2 days each. In this way, the 30 days of the month would be filled. 197. Bahuta sannyasi yadi aishe ekatani samhanakari te nari aparadha pai. If all the sannyasis came together, it would not be possible for me to pay them proper respects. Therefore, I would be an offender. 198. Tumiha nija chaye asibe monagara Kabhu sange asibena svarupa dhamodhara. Sometimes you will come alone to my place, and sometimes you will be accompanied by Swarup Damodar. 199. Prabhura ingita pana anandita mana Sehidina Mahaprabhura Kaila Nimantrana. Having this arrangement confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Bhattacharya became very glad and immediately invited the Lord to his house on that very day. 200. Satira Mata Nama Bhattacharya Grini Prabhura Moha Bhakta Teno Smihite Janani. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's wife was known as Satira Mata, the mother of Sati. She was a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she was affectionate like a mother. 201. Dareyasi Bhattacharya Tandeya Gyadila Ananda Satira Mata Pakachadaila. After returning to his home, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave orders to his wife. His wife, Satira Mata, began cooking with great pleasure. 202. Bhattacharya Gridhe Sabhadravaya Achebari Yebe Saka Paladika Anaila Ahari. At Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, there was always a full stock of food. Whatever spinach, vegetables, fruits, and so on were required, he collected and brought back home. 203. Apni Bhattacharya Kare Pakera Apani Bhattacharya Kare Pakera Sabhakarma Satira Mata Vikshakshana Jane Pake Marma. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya personally began to help Satira Mata cook. She was very experienced and she knew how to cook nicely. 204. Akasalara Dakshine Bhuvi Bhogalaya Ekagari Salagramera Bhoga Sevahaya. On the southern side of the kitchen were 2 rooms for offering food, and in one of them the food was offered to Salagram Shila Narayana. Purport. Among the followers of the Vedic way, the Salagram Shila, the Vigraha of Narayana, is worshipped in the form of a stone ball. In India, every Brahmana still worships the Salagram Shila in his home. The Vaishyas and Kshatriyas may also engage in this worship, but it is compulsory in the house of a Brahmana. 205. Araghara Mahaprabhura Dukshara Lagiya Nibrite Kariya Chebatam Nitina Kariya. The other room was for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lunch. The Lord's lunchroom was very secluded, and it was newly constructed by the Bhattacharya. 206. Mahe ekadvara tara prabhu praveshite akasalara ekadvara anma parivishite. The room was so constructed that there was only one door opening on the outside, which served as an entrance for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was another door attached to the kitchen, and it was through this door that the food was brought. 207. Batisa kalada angatya pate tinamana tandulera ubharila tinamana tandulera ubharila bate. First, 3 manas of cooked rice, almost 6 pounds, was poured into a big banana leaf. Purport. This is the beginning of a description of the food prepared for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This description is given by Kaviraj Goswami, who, it is assumed, was an expert cook who knew both how to prepare and how to serve food. 208. Pita sugandhi grite anashikta kaila charidi ke pate grita vahiya chalila. Then the whole stack of rice was mixed with so much yellowish and fragrant clarified butter that it began to overflow on the leaf. 209. Keya patra kala kola tunga sari sari charidi ke dari aiche yana bhanjana bari. There were a number of pots made of the bark of banana trees and the leaves of the keya plant. These pots were filled with various cooked vegetables and placed on all sides of the leaf. 210. Dasa prakara saka nimba chitta shukta jola marichera jala chana bara bari kola. There were about 10 kinds of spinach, a soup called shukta, which is made with the bitter nimba leaves, a pungent preparation made with black pepper, a mild cake made with fried curd, and buttermilk served with small fried pieces of dal. 211. Dudha tumbi dudha kusmanda vishara lafura mocha ganta mocha baja vividha safra. There were preparations of dugda tumbi, dugda kusmanda, vishara lafra, mocha ganta, mocha baja, and other vegetables. 212. Haribol. Radha Kushmanda Bharira Vyanjana Apara Ulhabari Pala Mula Vividha Prakara. There was unlimited quantities of Radha Kushmanda, body, Pula body, with fruits and various roots. 213. Dava Nimba Bhatra Saha Bristavarataki Pulabari Patola Baja Kushmanda Panachaki. Other preparations included eggplant mixed with newly grown nimble leaves, fried together, light body, fried patola, and fried rounds of squash and pumpkin. 214. Krishnamasa Mudha Supa Amrita Nindaya Madhurmala Badam Ladi Amra Panchachaya. There was a soup made with fried urad dal and mung dal, defeating nectar. There was also sweet chutney and 5 or 6 kinds of sour preparations, beginning with badamula. 215. Mugabada masabada kalabada mista shirapuli narikela puli ara yatapista. There were badas made of mung dal, of urad dal, and sweet bananas. There were sweet rice cakes, coconut cakes, and various other cakes. 2:16. Kanji bada dugha chidha dugha laki arayata pitta kaila kahite nasaki. There were kanji bada, dugda chida, dugda laki, and various cakes that I am unable to describe. 2:17. Grata shikta paramana nirkundika bhari champakala ganandhuka amrata hadari. Sweet rice mixed with ghee was poured into an earthen pot and mixed with chanpakala, condensed milk, and mango. 2:18. Rasala mati tadari sandesha apara Gore utkale yata bakshera prakara. Other preparations included a very delicious churned curd and a variety of sandesh sweetmeats. Indeed, all the various eatables available in Bengal and Orissa were prepared. 2:19. Shraddhakari Bhattacharya Sabhakara Hila Subrapito Pari Sukshma Vashana Patila. Thus the Bhattacharya prepared a great variety of food and spread a fine cloth over a white wooden platform. 2:20. Vipase Sugandhi Sitala Jala Jari Anavyan Jano Pari Dila Tulasi Manjari. On two sides of the stack of food were pitchers filled with scented cold water. The flowers of the tulasi tree were placed atop the mound of rice. So this ends our reading for today. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Bhakti Nitai Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Niskamashanta Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Vigyani Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Sumangala Didi Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.